Imagine Denmark in 1350. Half of everyone you know is dead. Your neighbors, your family's friends, perhaps half of your town. Not killed in war, not by famine, but by something you cannot see, cannot fight against, cannot flee from. A disease. The worst in history. The Black Death came to Denmark and changed everything. But before the Black Death arrived, Denmark was already in a deep crisis. In the first half of the 14th century, Denmark was marked by division and civil war. The monarchy was weak. The noblemen were fighting for power. The country's borders were unstable. Parts of Denmark were pawned off to German princes. It was a country that was falling apart. But in 1340, a new king ascended the throne. His name was Valdemar Atterdag, and he set out to do the impossible, to unite a fractured kingdom at a time when half the population was on the verge of dying. And then came the plague. The Black Death struck Denmark and the rest of Europe around 1350. It killed up to half the population. Half. To understand the scale of it, if Denmark were to experience the same thing today, 3 million Danes would die in under 2 years. No war in history has killed such a large proportion of the population. Not the First World War, not the Second World War, nothing. Villages stood empty. Fields lay uncultivated. Churches did not have enough priests to bury the dead. But, and this is the most surprising turn in the story, the tragedy actually strengthened the king's power. He seized the land that had belonged to those who died of the plague. From catastrophe came strength. That is the incredible legacy of Valdemar Atterdag. In the midst of the catastrophe, a man with a plan. King Valdemar Atterdag succeeded in reuniting the Danish realm and rebuilding the Danish state power. He redeemed the mortgaged lands. He strengthened the royal power. He collected the land that lay desolate after the ravages of the plague and brought it under the crown. Denmark was broken. Valdemar Atterdag rebuilt it, stone by stone, estate by estate, town by town. His name, Atterdag, literally means, another day, or, day agren, a new day, a new beginning. That is no coincidence. That is exactly what he gave Denmark. He reigned from 1340 to 1375. 35 years that transformed a divided, plague-ridden land into a kingdom that stood strong once more. When Valdemar Atterdag died in 1375, there was no male heir ready to take over the throne. Instead, a woman came to power. Margaret I, Valdemar's daughter, gained power in Denmark. That was not normal in the Middle Ages. Women did not rule kingdoms. But Margaret was no ordinary woman. She was a political genius. She also succeeded in becoming regent of Norway, which at the time also included the Faroe Islands, Iceland, and parts of Greenland. Think about that. A woman in 1375 ruling a kingdom that stretched from Denmark to the far north, Greenland, Iceland, and the Faroe Islands. But she was not finished. Her next step would change the future of the entire Nordic region. In 1397, Margaret I united Denmark, Norway, and Sweden into a union with Denmark as the dominant power. The union got its name from the Swedish town where the treaty was signed, the Kalmar Union. A moment that has never been repeated in the history of the Nordic region. All three Nordic countries united under one monarch, and that monarch was a Dane, a woman. Margaret I. The union lasted for 126 years. In 1523, Sweden broke away forever, but Norway remained in union with Denmark right up until 1814. Margaret I is buried in Roskilde Cathedral, the finest Gothic cathedral in the Nordic region. From civil war to plague, to reconstruction, to the unification of the entire Nordic region, that is the incredible Danish story of the Middle Ages. We have seen Denmark rise again from plague and civil war to unite the whole of the Nordic region. But the story does not stop here. In the next episode, something happens that shakes the whole of Europe. A German monk nails 95 theses to a church door, and suddenly, that which has been simmering since the time of the plague explodes. The Reformation. Denmark changes religion. The king seizes the church's enormous riches, and the country is changed forever. We ask the question, was the Reformation in Denmark a religious revolution or just a king's coup against the church's money? Episode 7, The Reformation. When Denmark changed religion. From the darkness of the Black Death to the triumph of the Kalmar Union. From half the population dead to the entire Nordic region united. That is the power of history. Out of the most terrible, the most incredible emerges, and in the middle of it all, a woman, Margaret I. Never called queen, but the most powerful regent of the North in 400 years. If you enjoy this journey, give the video a like. It helps us share these stories with the world. Share with someone who would love this and subscribe. We will encounter the Reformation in the next episode. See you in episode 7.